Mike Garofalo, take it away, gents.
Rich, we'll start with the New England Patriots, who spent a portion of this week interviewing Mike VRABEL in person for their vacant head coaching job. Also yesterday spoke to offensive coordinator for the Lions, Ben Johnson. That was a virtual interview. Now, my understanding, and this is something I think we've discussed fairly widely over the course of the past week or so, Mike VRABEL is believed to be the overwhelming favorite to be the next head coach for the New England Patriots. If that does not work out, Ben Johnson also in strong consideration. Now, as of right now, this very second, the Patriots have not finalized a deal to make Mike VRABEL their next head coach, but I literally have not talked to anybody who believes that this will not happen. Now, there's a lot to like for Mike VRABEL. The Patriots, Tom, are certainly familiar with him. Obviously, they played against him. He played for them. He is certainly a member of the Patriots Hall of Fame, a former All-Pro in New England, a successful head coach with the Titans. This one, I think it's safe to say, makes a lot of sense.
Ian, my understanding is there have been contract talks between the Patriots and Mike VRABEL's agent, so potentially a big domino that could fall here in the coming days. Another really big domino is in Dallas, where Cowboys owner Jerry Jones and head coach Mike McCarthy spent several days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, having extensive meetings to discuss the 2024 season and how they can try to improve in 2025. At this point, the sides remain open to moving forward together, but they still have to work out a contract, and that work is just getting going here. Time is of the essence. McCarthy's contract expires on Tuesday. If that happens, he would be free to interview and accept another job. On top of that, virtually all of his assistant coaches also would be free agents come Tuesday here. So a lot of moving parts in Dallas as the sides try to figure out whether they can work out a deal, Mike, to keep McCarthy in Dallas.
Tom, tonight we have a matchup of two offensive coordinators with multiple head coach interview requests this coming week. We'll start with Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the former head coach of the Falcons. Now, Russell Wilson's had some recent struggles, but overall, folks around the league have looked at it and said he's done a nice job with two quarterbacks that underperformed elsewhere in recent years, Justin Fields and Wilson. So he'll interview with the Jets and the Bears. I give him a decent shot at that Jets job. He was one of the leading candidates back in 2021 when he wound up with the Falcons. He'll have to tell folks in these interviews what he learned while he was with the Falcons and what he expects to do better the second time around as a head coach. As for Todd Monken, the Ravens offensive coordinator on the other side of the ball, we've seen what he's done with Lamar Jackson and this offense overall. From a personal standpoint, he's 58 years old, but he was just in college at Georgia. He's also shown the ability to relate to Lamar Jackson. That's the thing with Monken. He's able to relate to players of different ages, and there is an expectation that he is going to interview well. He's a no-nonsense guy, so teams interviewing him expect a straight shooter. Bears, Jaguars, and Raiders to interview him. Rich?
Thanks very much, gents. Greatly appreciate it. Here's some more information. Way back on the Tuesday after Labor Day, yours truly and Cynthia Freeland made a Super Bowl prediction that we have stuck with to the present day. Everybody else decided to take a Thanksgiving Day mulligan. And for those who might be new to us, where have you been? We've only been doing this show for a decade and a half. I don't mean to step at you. But that said, what we do is we predict the Super Bowl Tuesday after Labor Day. Then we give a mulligan shot at Thanksgiving. And on this very day, a wild card weekend, Steve Mariucci, do you wish to take a mulligan from your mulligan? Steve Mariucci.
Yeah, you know, you got to change, and you got to.
Yeah, you went San Francisco over Kansas City, then Buffalo over Detroit. Steve?
Well, I don't have a horse in the race like the Buckman over here, all right?
Buffalo over Detroit. Will you change?
The Buckman?
I'm changing because I'm watching who's playing well right now towards the end of the season, and to me it looks like the Lions are pretty darn good, all right? Look at that guy. Okay. And the Ravens are playing pretty darn good in the Super Bowl.
Kurt, you went Houston over Philly and then mulligan to Baltimore over Philadelphia. Now
I'm going to mulligan and just keep that board up there because I'm going to go with Booch. I think the Ravens are destined playing their best football. Defense is coming along. But I'm saying, yeah, the Ravens are going to beat the Lions. Love the way that they played last week against Minnesota. So Ravens again over the Lions.
The model of consistency. Cynthia Freeland. Philadelphia over Kansas City, then Philadelphia over Kansas City, and you now say?
Philadelphia over Kansas
City.
I'm not going, we're bowing to it. But hey, I don't even think we've seen Kansas City's best team. Are they the most complete team? I think Kurt Warner said that. I heard that somewhere. But,
Gerald McCoy went Jets over Detroit, yada, 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 he mulliganed, to Baltimore over Detroit. Now,
yes,
you say what?
I like it.
That's why I'm standing next to Kurt.
Yeah.
Baltimore over Detroit.
So now you're staying put.
10 toes down. Yes, Baltimore over Detroit.
Colleen Wolfe, Detroit over the Jets.
oh, right.
Then on Thanksgiving, you went Philadelphia over Kansas City.
Yes.
And?
Well, listen, I would love for the Eagles to play the Lions, but you know the NFL and their rules and all, so we can't do that. I am going to stand by my prediction, Eagles over the Chiefs. And maybe for a moment in time, Eagles fans will be nice to Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Eagles over the Chiefs, which, by the way, matches it matches the color scheme of the lettering of Super Bowl 59. So a little nutty on that. I said there would be a three-peat for the first time this year over Detroit.
Okay.
I said that on the Tuesday after Labor Day. I said that on Thanksgiving, and I am 10 toes down.
10 toes down. I like it.
I'm sticking with it. We're going to see a three-peat, everybody.
Let's go.
So what would that be? It would be a bundle rooski of staying put.
Bundle Rooski.
Bundle Rooski.
What it would be. Come, Steve, to start off the wild card bold predictions. I'm just seeing now what you're about to say.
No, you don't know what I'm going to say.
Oh, really? Okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm seeing something right
I see myself on camera. So.
Oh, my word.
All right,
Where are we going?
Guess who has the record, people?
Oh, my word.
For the most touchdown passes in a single postseason in the history of the world.
Okay.
Give me the music.
All right.
There it is. Okay, yeah.
It all sounds good.
But don't get cocky.
The legs are going to be
Have your head on the swivel, Kurt.
You're tied, though, with Joe Montana and Joe Flacco and Patrick Mahomes at 11 touchdown passes in one preseason. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm being reminded.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute. You threw 12. You actually threw 12 because that one to James Harrison was in the, in the Super Bowl. That has to count, doesn't it? So you actually, we're going to show this. We're going to show this.
Not even close to the Super Bowl yet.
And you didn't even make the tackle.
All right, limits until Super Bowl week.
Okay, no. All right. So anyway, really,
somebody.
That would be your 12th, okay? What, Rich? Come on.
I can't even look at. I can't even look now.
I'm not done yet. So anyway, I boldly predict that Josh Allen is going to throw 12 touchdown passes in this postseason. Smash your record, and I promise that we'll never bring up James Harrison again.
Wow.
Is that a
That's
promise?
bolder than anything else.
Promises?
I promise. I mean, I don't think so.
Josh Allen has to go to 12, though.
Will one of them be a pick six, Steve? Will one of the 12 be a pick six?
No, real legitimate touchdown.
Understood.
A legitimate record. All right, I'm going to go to the quarterbacks, and obviously I like my quarterbacks to throw it, but we have maybe the most athletic group of quarterbacks in the league, in the playoffs this year. We set a record this year for most rush yards for quarterbacks on the season. I say that they are going to also set a record for most rush yards by quarterbacks in an entire postseason, so that turns out to be 704 or more yards through these playoffs.
Okay.
Well, the record for sacks in a postseason is a tie between 3 players with 6. So I boldly predict that my boy Kyle Van Noy,
Look at him.
Baltimore Ravens will get 7 sacks and set the new record.
All right.
Sacks in the postseason.
If he does that, he might get his third ring if he does that.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. Kyle Van Noy gets a mention right here.
That's
Very
good.
Neat stuff.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys are sitting in a real pickle when it comes to their head coach, Mike McCarthy. With just days left on his contract, folks are buzzing about what Jerry Jones has up his sleeve. Word has it they've been talking, but it ain't clear if they're hammering out a deal or just shooting the breeze. You know Jerry. He likes to keep everyone guessing. Odds are he'll wait till the 11th hour before letting the world know what's next for McCarthy. Now, opinions around Dallas are as split as a mesquite fence. Some fans figure McCarthy's earned a shot to stick around, especially since Dak Prescott's got his back. It ain't just about loyalty, though. Dak's no spring chicken heading into his 10th season, and asking him to start fresh with a new coach might not sit too well. Let's not forget, under McCarthy's watch, the Cowboys have posted a Solid 12-5 record in each of the last 3 seasons when Dak's been healthy. Then there's CeeDee Lamb. This fella's turned into one of the sharpest wide receivers in the NFL. Him and Dak both inked monster contracts recently, so a big old coaching shakeup could put the whole team in a bind. Their paychecks are heavy enough to sink any wild ideas about starting over with someone new. When you get right down to it, McCarthy's got a knack for navigating Jerry's big personality, and he's proven he can get this team into playoff territory. Sure, he's not perfect, but show me a coach who wouldn't face the same heat in Big D. Maybe the smartest play here is a 3 to 4 year deal, hitching McCarthy's wagon to Dak's for one last push toward that Lombardi trophy. Now, Cowboys Nation, what's your take on all this? Would you ride with McCarthy for a few more years, or is it time to gamble on a fresh start? Let us know what you think down below, because this is a decision that's bound to stir up some Texas-sized debates.